Hey guys, this is Matt Granger, that Nikon guy. Welcome to the four-way shootout between the 24-70 2.8 offerings from Tamron, Sigma, Nikon and Canon. Now Tamron were generous enough to send me the first model that they got into Australia, and it's a Canon mount. So I thought, let's turn into a real party, compare all four of them, and to keep it somewhat comparable, I know by having different cameras in the mix, it's not 100%, but so that you can at least compare them to some degree, I'm going to be using the Canon 24-70 2.8 L lens, the Series 1, on a 5D Mark II, and then I'll be using the Tamron 24-70 VC 2.8 on that one as well. So there's a direct head-to-head. Then I'll be using the Nikon 24-70 2.8, my favorite lens, I'll tell you that now, on the D700. And I'll also be using the Sigma 24-70, and this is the DG HSM, their top one. So at least you have two directly comparable head-to-head ones. So I'll always show the images from those groups together. And then as much as you can compare all four of them. I'll still give you my overall impressions on their usability and that kind of thing. Right now I'm gonna run through the specs and show you a close-up on them. But in future parts, we'll be looking at things like focusing, sharpness, bokeh, build quality, and hand holding, as well as my overall thoughts after using all four of these for an extensive series of tests. So let's have a close-up.
Okay, so left to right you have the Nikon, Sigma, Tamron, and then Canon. Now they all weigh relatively the same amount. The Nikon is 900 grams, the Canon 910, Tamron 825, and the Sigma 790. They all have 9-blade rounded apertures, except for the Canon, surprisingly, which only has 8 blades. Left to right, the Nikon has 15 elements in 12 groups, the Sigma has 14 in 12 groups, the Tamron actually has 17 in 12 groups, and the Canon has 16 in 13 groups. Now I'll be doing a section all on build quality, but for now let me just tell you the Nikon has an almost full metal body, but interestingly the filter thread is actually plastic. The Sigma is a plastic body and it has a plastic filter thread. Same with the Tamron. However, the Canon is a mix of metal and plastic, and the filter thread is actually metal, so that's quite good. Now in terms of prices, in US the current street price for the Nikon is $18.99. The Sigma is a bargain at $899, yes, $1,000 cheaper. The Tamron is $12.99 with its vibration control, and the Canon is $15.99, so right between the Tamron and the Nikon. But its replacement, the Mark II, is going to be $2,299, so a big jump. All of these are made in Japan. They all have a closest focusing distance of 38 centimeters. Interestingly, the maximum reproduction ratio does vary though. The Nikon is 1 to 3.45. The Sigma is 1 to 5.3, Tamron 1 to 5, and Canon 1 to 4. The Canon and Nikon both have 77mm front filter sizes, whereas the Sigma and Tamron are 82mm. Okay, so on paper at least, these are quite comparable. The VC on the Tamron really sets it apart, but in terms of specs, the others are really closely matched. They all have the latest generation focusing motor and all the great glass from their relative brands, but there's a huge variation in price, which I'll take into account in the conclusion. But in all of the head-to-head tests, I'll just be looking at performance.
Okay guys, so this should be a fantastic test. I can't wait to bring it to you. I've got in a model for the first couple of parts. So I'm making a playlist especially for this shootout. Feel free to share this link and the playlist link around with anyone who might be interested. Please click the subscribe, check us out on Facebook, Flickr, all those places, and I'll see you soon in part 2. This is Matt Granger, that Nikon guy. Until next time, get your gear out.